What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Winners Work Pod. As you can tell, Caleb is not here with us. He got a job. I didn't mean to make it sound like he died, but he got a job and he can't really do both the pod and his new job. We're all happy for him here. We know he's going to kill it. We know he's going to crush it. But let's just get straight to the pod. So trade deadline ended about an hour and a half ago. And it's safe to say this was a good one. I was in class just constantly refreshing Twitter, wasn't listening to class at all. So we want to talk about some of our favorite moves, what we liked, what we didn't like. So Carter, you want to run us down the line of trades?
Yeah, so the first trade that opened up the deadline moves was Kyrie to Brooklyn for Dorian Dinwiddie.
To Dallas. Not to Brooklyn.
Kyrie to Dallas for Dorian Dinwiddie, a first-round pick and 2 second-round picks.
Personally, this trade only looked better as the deadline went on for me, for the Mavs, because the Bucks gave up 5 second-round picks for Jay Crowder. The Warriors gave up 5 second-round picks for Gary Payton. So it's just like, if you're only giving up 1 first and a few players for Kyrie Irving, the return looks better. And he also played pretty well in his debut, I thought. They killed well, I guess they didn't really kill the Clippers, but they were killing the Clippers, ended up still winning a little bit closer. And I don't know. I thought he looked good in his debut.
Yeah, I love that for Dallas. I think I immediately said they were contenders. I don't know if everyone was on board with them being contenders or not, but I think they are.
I definitely have them as a contender.
I think they're a contender in the West. I don't think they have any chance to win the championship, though.
But you think they can get out of the West?
Yeah. And I actually liked it more before the next move we're probably going to talk about. That's the only reason I kind of backed away from my Mavericks. Or Mavericks, one of the Mavericks contending in the West, actually.
Okay.
The next trade that happened is pretty irrelevant, but I wanted to hit on it because it's funny. The Heat traded Dedmon in a second to the Spurs for nothing, and it looked like they were going to do something with that roster spot, and they didn't make a single move after that. And the trade deadline is passed. Pat Riley made that trade and passed the fuck out, and
didn't wake up.
Might have just woken up now. Trade deadline passed. It's like, God damn it.
And they said the only reason Dedmon got traded was because he had that temper tantrum on the sidelines. It's not even because he was trying to upgrade. It's just because he threw that temper tantrum and threw that random shit on the court while he was going to get ejected.
Bro, Udonis Haslem does that every close game. Why does he get the pass and Dedmon gets shipped to San Antonio?
This nigga don't got the Udonis street cred, bro.
Street cred.
He's not built like that in Miami.
I honestly thought that with that opening, you were gonna say the KD trade, and you were just messing around about it being irrelevant.
Oh, no.
And then you actually did have an irrelevant trade.
The next one, super relevant, 15,000 likes on my post. Relevant was the 3-team with the Lakers, the Jazz, and the Timberwolves. I think this was a big win for the Lakers value-wise. They only give up 1 of their picks, and it was looking like they had to get rid of 2 just to move off of the Russ contract. And they got D'Lo, Malik Beasley, and Jared Vanderbilt.
I love Vanderbilt. I think he's going to be great. I think Beasley will add some much-needed shooting, and he's a pretty solid player. A few pods ago, I think I called D'Angelo Russell the worst starting point guard in the NBA. I still don't think he's good, but he's not as much of a negative as Westbrook, and I think the fit makes way more sense. So I like that. The Lakers still absolutely do not move me in any way, shape, or form, but I do think they improved this
definitely
this deadline.
They should make the playoffs with their new roster. Go, John.
Bro, they better. Niggas traded half the team. But I agree with Mason. The only thing is, I think people are underrating D'Lo. Not that he like an all NBA player or nothing, or even an all-star candidate, but when Cat went down, he was averaging 20 on 47, 41 splits. That's great. I mean, and the Lakers just need him to be a third option again. He has plenty of experience being that. Well, Westbrook kind of didn't have experience being the third option. So I mean, I like the move a lot. I like Vanderbilt a lot, like you said. I kind of thought the Beasley move was negligent because he also doesn't play defense. But when you think about it, the Lakers already had guards that wasn't playing defense, but at least this guy can shoot. So I guess it's a good move. I was confused why the Timberwolves did it at first, but then they were like, D'Lo wasn't expiring, and the Wolves GM wasn't going to extend him. So, but that is kind of crazy that they got basically. I guess Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Like, I don't know if he's going to be on shit, but I guess that's the only thing they could get for him. But I don't know why teams just make the Lakers better all the time.
D'Lo, last 17 games, shooting 46.5% from three on 8.5 attempts, with 20 points and 5.7 assists. So he's been hooping.
That's a sniper.
I like that even more for the Lakers. So Minnesota, they didn't think they were going to bring back D'Lo, so they traded him for 36-year-old Mike Conley, I think a second, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who was probably been on 6 teams in his 3-year NBA career.
I've been hearing the hype about him, bro. I guess these teams don't see it either. I don't know.
I think the last name is keeping him in the league a little bit too.
Alexander.
Shea being a cousin and all. But, I mean, I don't know. I think that the fit for these players is just so much better than Westbrook that there's no way the team doesn't steadily improve. I'm not taking them over the Nuggets. I'm not taking them over the newfound Suns and a bunch of Grizzlies, a bunch of other teams I would say that about. But they should be locks to make the playoffs. And if they made it to the second round, I wouldn't be like that surprised, you know? So this is definitely the right direction.
Who do they need to pass? Because they should pass Portland and Utah, no problem. Yeah, Portland, Utah, OKC, they can jump. And that puts them at 10, but then everyone else is like solid comp at that point.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I think we could still see them in the play-in. I think they could avoid it also, but I mean, it's the Lakers. Like, it's impossible to say. Who knows? Yeah. Who knows how they're going to look after this deadline?
Because then they got to go past Golden State, Minnesota, New Orleans, Clippers, Suns, Mavs, Kings. So it gets tough.
Yeah, West is looking a little stacked right now.
I mean, what are you 3 notifications?
Yeah, y'all was shitting on the West like 2 weeks ago. I remember. Now look.
Bro, they got Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Now look at the West.
Next trade that happened, also pretty relevant. Josh Hart to New York. Kendrick Perkins apparently said that makes them better than the Cleveland Cavaliers.
He said it makes them better than the Cleveland Cavaliers because the Knicks have a defensive identity, and I would like everyone to know that the Cavs are ranked number 1 in defensive rating. So where he is pulling that out of his ass from, I don't know. But you can always count on Perk for a bad take.
Because now both teams are playing defense, and the Knicks with Brunson and RJ will just out offense Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell. So it'll work out.
Yeah.
Portland,
bro. Go ahead.
Portland got Cam Reddish and a protected first, and like all their deadline moves seem to make them younger. But then they said we're not moving Dame. So I don't know what they're doing. They do this every year. They make trades. Maybe you think about rebuilding and then don't. And then Dame sits there and rots for another year. So
they have a solid young core, like going forward. But I was gonna say, bro, I be trying to defend Kendrick Perkins so bad because he was a Celtic, but like this nigga every day just something crazy, like some horrible take that is not backed up by any facts. The Cavs have been the number one, number 2, number 3 defense literally the entire season. They've never slipped up. They've never fell off. Like, I don't know what niggas is talking about. And in fact, the Knicks fell off because Mitchell Robinson got injured. When Mitchell Robinson was playing, they were like top 10 in defensive rating. And since he's been injured, them niggas that fell off a cliff. Josh Hart is not fixing that. So I guess it's cool because Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart are teammates again, but I'm not moved by that shit. There's a reason Portland traded him. He wasn't moving the needle for them either.
Well, it's just like Josh Hart literally doesn't attempt threes anymore. So are you going to start this guy at small forward next to RJ Barrett and Julius Randle, a guy who literally like refuses to shoot threes? And don't get me wrong, he's a good defender, fantastic rebounder, but like he literally just doesn't attempt them anymore. So it's going to be, I don't know.
I don't even know if he's that good of a defender.
I don't know.
I feel like it's just a narrative. Like when I watch Portland games, he's not locking up, bro. Jeremy Grant is their best defender, like, and it's not really close on the perimeter. Josh Hart is like, I guess for a guard, he's solid, but like, bro, people be acting like he's like a first team all defensive guy. Like he's not that. He's not
the way players are perceived as defenders is like 95% narrative what other people say based. Mm-hmm. Like you got to like watch a good amount of them. Actually,
if they can't shoot and they can rebound, that's an elite defender. That's
yeah. And if they're the slightest bit athletic, that's an elite defender. That's all it
Yeah.
takes. But, I mean, I don't know. I think if I had to guess, I'm sure the Knicks will bring him off the bench, start Q Grimes for a little bit of shooting. But, I mean, I don't know. They're still the Knicks. If I'm a top 4 seed in the East, I'm definitely not scared of the Knicks. I'd take that matchup any day.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know. I guess it kind of makes him better. Cam Reddish has been weird, too. His career has just been strange. Like, he doesn't play.
6 new opportunities, and he
just doesn't, but like he doesn't get the opportunity almost. Like he wasn't hardly playing for the Knicks. It's weird.
Every new team he goes to, he just for some reason I thought he's played more places than just Atlanta and New York.
Right? Yeah.
So Portland's just his third.
I don't even know if he's gonna play in Portland. Like they don't really play their young guys like that. They're trying to win like games and shit. Like I don't know if he's gonna get that much minutes. We'll see though.
The Portland front office might be bottom 5 in the league. They got bailed out by Dame being a superstar and then CJ McCollum in the second round being a pretty solid second option for a lot of years. Like that front office is just awful. It's embarrassing.
They did Hart for Reddish in the pick. They did Svi Mikhailuk and second rounders. Actually, I don't know if those are their second rounders for Matisse Thybulle, and then they did Gary Payton for 5 second rounders and Kevin Knox. So I don't know what they're going for, but they got Kevin Knox and Cam Reddish in their young core now, and Matisse Thybulle. So
I guess Thybulle was a decent piece. What was the stat, Mason? The Sixers are what, like 10-0, and they gave Thybulle 10 minutes.
It was like when Thybulle had more than 20 minutes, they were like 11-0 or something like that. But
yeah, bro,
that correlated with them being up so many points that he gets his 20th minute.
Maybe, possibly, but
they need his defense. No, they're not a good defense at all. So.
It's just, to me, the Blazers this move didn't make them okay. You know, at least I could have been like, okay, you know what? I see what they're doing. They're not contenders, but they might be close or at least closer. They just didn't do that, and then they also didn't be like, okay, yeah, we launched our full scale rebuild. So to them, I'm just like, what are you doing? You've been doing this for the past decade. I mean, is there some mastermind plan that's taken 12 years to cook that nobody else is seeing except Portland? Because this is just insane.
Jeremy Grant's a free agent this offseason. If he leaves, then I think the day is going to be over, bro. Because they traded for Jeremy, so I don't know what else they can do to make the team better.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They kind of needed to trade for KD, really, but I don't know if they could have competed with that Suns package either.
Actually, no, they could have sent Simons if they was really serious.
If they wanted KD, it could have been like Simons, Grant, and then if they have draft capital.
Simons and Grant is too much, bro. It would be Dame. It would be Dame, KD, and Walmart.
Better chance at winning than Dame and what they got.
Nah, for sure. But let's say Simons, Nasir Little, maybe GP2, and like every pick they have. That's almost equivalent to the fucking Suns.
I would rather have Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges, I think, but
and every pick.
Yeah. All right. So
the next trade that did occur was the Nets Suns KD to Brooklyn, and with how many trades there were today, I forgot that I woke up to this trade. It doesn't feel that recent.
Yeah. I caught this. I was awake last night. I caught this trade. It was crazy. What do y'all think? Is Phoenix your favorite to win the chip now?
I think they're the favorite to win the West because they have a solid 8-man playoff rotation. So I think their bench is going to be. Are they going to start Torrey Craig or do they start TJ Warren? The other one's
I would guess Torrey Craig probably
with campaign and they got Bismacker, Jock Londale,
Darius Baisley,
and then Baisley, who apparently sucks. I don't know. He's got a long wingspan. I thought he could play defense, like you were talking about before. He can't shoot, so I assume he was a good wing defender. But I have no idea.
So Carter, what do you think? Suns are your favorite to win the chip, or not quite, or what?
I mean, too, they're on paper they're stacked. Chris Paul, Booker, KD, Ayton, even though Ayton's kind of, and then they got a good other 4 players to fill out the rotation there. I'll say Milwaukee until further notice, until I see him play a bit. I'll stick with Milwaukee.
Okay. For me, on paper, and the idea of the team is phenomenal. Like, I don't even have to talk about Ayton. You got Booker and KD who are going to be ISO killers. They're going to get you buckets anytime you need them. And you put, even though he's washed, still one of the best playmakers in the NBA right next to him running the team. So that sounds like a recipe to win. And I would, like any other circumstance with that recipe, be like, oh, yeah, I think I'm taking this team to win the ring. But I still stand by that. I don't think Kevin Durant can be your best player on a championship-winning team. And then on top of that, his no dog, his lack of dog is not being helped whatsoever with DeAndre Ayton and Devin Booker on the floor. Like, there's no dog in that starting lineup.
We'll put Booker in that conversation, bro. Booker got that dog in him.
I mean, I do think a little bit, but man, if they play the Mavs in the playoffs, I think I take the Mavs.
Oh, I want to see that series.
If they meet up with the Mavs in the playoffs, I think I take the Mavs.
Suns in 6, but I think obviously it was a good trade. I think it was a good trade for the Nets too. Like, I don't know why people are like.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you had to trade Kevin Durant at the trade deadline, there's really not much better you could have gotten.
On short notice too.
Yeah, I cooked up that Blazer trade, and like we all agreed, the Nets was probably still better. But like, it was a good return for the Nets, and a good return for the Suns because as we knew, like they weren't gonna do shit this year unless they made like a Kevin Durant type move. I don't think they're a super team. Like I get people reacting over it, but like people in like my main group chat were like saying like, "Oh my God, the Nets are a super team." Like, and even like Kendrick Perkins saying like KD's legacy's on the line. I don't think they're a super team because CP3 is not the same, and Ayton is Ayton. We already talked about him. I don't gotta go too in depth, and they also their depth isn't the best, even though it's not just straight garbage, but I don't think that they're a super team. I think that it's gonna be playout when it comes playout time. Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, but they have like CP3 and Ayton to fill out the edges, which is probably a better situation than Brooklyn. I think they have a chance to win the West for sure, but like, give me Celtics or Bucks in the finals easily. I mean, they're not doing shit to stop Giannis, and they're not doing shit to stop the Celtics. So that's just how I think about it.
I was thinking of my list of teams I would take over Phoenix at this very moment without seeing them play. I think Denver is on that list too. I think I would put Denver. I think Denver is the better team still. And that might be the only team out west, just because the West is really good, just not as much elite out east. But then out east, I am taking the Bucks and the Celtics as well. And I would consider even taking Philly and Cleveland, even though I don't see a path for either of them make it to the finals. But if they were to, I would honestly probably think I would lean those two as well.
Get Philly out of here, bro. They're done. They're not winning anything. They're not doing shit.
But back to the Nets. I actually like this return for the Nets because they got 4 unprotected first-round picks, and they got Mikal Bridges, who one of the big reporters said that his value was 3 first-round picks and a young player. And then they also got Cam Johnson, who's been very good this season. So I like what the Nets did. I would have liked to see them maybe dump a few more of their wings like Royce O'Neal or some players like that. But I like, all things considered, what the Nets got in return. But it's kind of funny that we watched them literally burn their franchise down for star power, just like they did a couple of years ago for KG and Paul Pierce. And it's funny. Like, I don't know. History repeats itself, I guess. You can't buy it completely. You got to build a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know what their plan is because they have a bunch of picks and they're in a position where they can try and suck, but Houston has all their picks. Like this year they could tank because they get the worst of Houston and Brooklyn's picks, and Houston's going to be like bottom 3.
Mm-hmm.
So they can get their own pick if they tank this year. But beyond that, Houston's got their 2024, 26, 28 probably. So
yeah, they're in an interesting situation. They'll probably, if I was the Brooklyn Nets, I would try to build a solid young core that's not really focused on losing, not necessarily competing, because like all your draft capital is in other teams anyway. So you may as well try to win at least a little bit. There's no point just to suck for no reason and give Houston your top 5 picks, you know? So I would try to keep the team competitive. Good luck with Ben Simmons though. I don't know what you're doing over there. If the market was Westbrook needing 2 first-round picks, Simmons might need like 3 first-round picks, and they can't really even offer that right now. So
how many years does he have left? Is he on a
3,
big
right?
league?
3 or so.
Jeez.
Bro, I saw a TikTok like right before it was like now that these bums are gone, it was Katie and Kyrie. And then they showed Ben Simmons Philly house. I was dead ass crying tears, bro.
Oh
These
my
things
god.
are ridiculous.
He's
Cam
got
Thomas
Simmons-
in full effect.
he's got 35 mil this year, 38 next year, and then 40 2 years from now.
Ugh.
So a 3-year, 113 mil. It's nasty.
Yeah, you're probably just gonna have to eat that and just do your best for the next 3 years with Ben Simmons averaging 8 points and 3 assists and 8 fouls a game.
Or you focus your entire team direction on making it look like Ben Simmons is good at basketball. Just whatever you need to do to make it look like Ben Simmons is like making big passing plays and stuff. Feed him blocks, but let them score like the other half of the time, and then move them.
Give Ben Simmons the keys. Get that value up.
I was gonna say give this nigga layups, but he'll pass out them bitches. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, you can't even like make him shoot. It's not 2K. You can't just go turn this shooting tendency up. I mean, I don't know. Nets are going to be interesting. They're gonna that franchise is gross though. They're ran very poorly.
Do we want to touch on the Jakob Poeltl trade or what Toronto did/didn't do at the deadline? Because they were supposed to be sellers because there were OG rumors and there were Siakam rumors, and they ended up just buying Jakob Poeltl and sitting on everyone else.
I mean, I like the Jakob Poeltl trade. I think Poeltl's a good player. He's a really good defender. He's a really good passer for a big man. But it's kind of just like, who are the Raptors? Like, the Raptors aren't going to win a playoff series this year, in my opinion. So it's just kind of whatever.
And I'm also not sure, like, are they going to move Scotty back to 6-man? Are they going to start OG, Scotty, Siakam, and Poeltl? Is Poeltl going to come off the bench? I mean, I don't know what the play is there.
Probably bench Gary Trent and just have no spacing.
Yeah, I mean, Freddie's the only one shooting the ball.
That team is going to have the worst half-court offense of all time.
Like, it was already bad. Wasn't that their main issue?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was.
Now it's just even grosser.
I mean, I'm trying to think what nice to say about it. Like, because we know the Raptors aren't going to do shit, but like, I guess they needed Poeltl. Like, they needed a center because they was running.
Yeah, they desperately needed a center.
They was running the Fred, Gary Trent, Siakam, or OG Siakam, or OG Scotty Siakam lineup. Like, that shit was fugazi. So they needed a big man, but I mean, they're not going to do shit with it. And I guess it's kind of like the worse spacing it gets, the worse it hurts Scotty's development, in my opinion, because he does a lot of stuff at the rim. So I don't really know what Masai's cooking. I thought Van Vliet would be traded, but I mean, they need to keep him now because they didn't trade him, so he can walk for anything. So I guess they should keep him now. I guess Gary Trent will be shipped this offseason, maybe OG, but they got to keep Freddie.
Is Freddie expiring?
Yeah, this is last year.
Yeah, he's got a 22 mil player option next year if he wants it.
I don't think he'll get 22 M's anywhere. He might take that.
No, bro. What do you mean? He's gonna get paid that.
You think he'll get 22?
Yeah.
He hasn't shot well from 3 this year, but
I think the team would just be like, he was an all-star and 20-point per game player, so let's pick him up.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of 22 mil is nothing in today's league, to be honest.
That is true. Yeah. All right. Well,
we got our first ultra irrelevant trade here, but it was John's team. Do we want to hit on Mike Muscala to Boston?
Not irrelevant, bro. Muscala is about to come in and be a dog for us.
Like a 40% 3-point shooter.
Hell yeah. I hated when we played Luke Cornett. The Sixers are so embarrassing. The fact that we rolled out Luke Cornett last night and still dogged him is crazy. Luke Cornett I hate the Cornett contest. I hate all the dick sucking that gets done by it. I mean, he's an okay player, but he should not be in the game at all. Like we needed another kind of big man. I wouldn't really consider Muscala as center. I don't really want to run him at many center lineups, but we can run him at the 4 or the 5, occasionally off the bench. So I do like that. That's what we needed. We needed another type of player like that. So especially because Gallinari's out. So that was a great move for us.
Has Muscala been in the rotation this season at all? Like, has he been? Okay.
I saw the advanced stat. It was like they're plus 9.1 rating with Muscala on the court. So I mean, he's putting in work, but the Thunder want to play their young guys, which makes more sense.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I thought it was an okay trade. It's no risk and potential reward if you get a solid shooter big man off the bench that you can erase some Luke Cornett minutes at the very least. I mean, I like it. I don't know.
Great trade.
Should I group together all the second round pick trades here? Jay Crowder to Milwaukee for 5 second-round picks, and then also Sadiq Bey to Atlanta for where did those end up at? Golden State got 5 second-round picks for Wiseman, and then Sadiq Bey went to Atlanta, and then they sent the 5 second-round picks to Portland for Gary Trent Jr. And then also Josh Richardson got traded for 4 second-round picks.
Basically, what I learned today is if you have 4 or 5 second-round picks, that is far more valuable than any amount of first-round picks or any player in the league. Because that's all everyone wants.
I didn't know that either, bro. Bro, to me, second-round picks are irrelevant. In 2K, I always trade them. Like I never use second-round picks, so it is interesting to see teams like try and stack up second-round picks. And I get like teams like the Warriors, Bucks saying, "Fuck these picks." Like that's my mindset. Fuck a second-round pick.
I definitely disagree that they're irrelevant because a lot of these teams just kind of need to get better at drafting because there are teams that snag a lot of gems in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's like I feel like if you're giving up 5 second-round picks for a player that isn't even starting, that's pretty close to the value of a first-round pick at that point. Like I would say so. I don't know. Oh, and also Jay Crowder got moved for 5. Wait, you said that, didn't you?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think, in my opinion, big overpay for Jay Crowder. Phoenix got some draft capital back for literally not someone that refused to play.
That's not a damn overpay, bro. So second round.
That was Brooklyn who got the second rounders for Milwaukee because Jay Crowder was in the KD trade.
Oh, okay. So it was a 3-team. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't think second-round picks are as irrelevant as you're saying. Jokic was a second-round pick. Draymond Green. A lot of guys have been really good coming out of the second round.
Those are like diamonds in the rough, though. I agree, like 5 is probably a substantial amount, though. Like, once you get like 5, like, you better hit out one of the bitches, but what was I about to say? I like the Josh Richardson move to New Orleans, bro. I love Josh Richardson when he was a Celtic. I thought he was overhated when he was a Sixer. And he had to really be like the second scoring option while he was in Philly because Ben Shipmans and Tobias not good at basketball. And when he was with us, bro, all he did was clamp and shoot a great percentage from 3. Played his role perfectly. I think New Orleans needs to pack up Devontae Graham, and the fact they got a guy that can actually play, defend, and shoot threes for it, that's actually a great move for them. I also like the Jay Crowder move as well.
I saw a lot of Pelicans fans hating on Devontae Graham. So as happy as they were to get Josh Richardson, they were also happy to see Graham on his way out. So I like that move. I feel like you can never really have too many 3-and-D guys if you're trying to be a good team.
Should we hit in the Lakers 2 trades? Or do you have something for that?
Yeah, that Thomas Bryant was rough.
The second one, Thomas Bryant, bro. Like I told
the Thomas Bryant one, he wanted out was what it came out later, so it wasn't as bad as I originally thought.
He wanted out.
Thomas Bryant, bro.
And
he
also
wanted out. He didn't want to back up AD, so now he's gonna go back up Jokic.
Yeah, and also one of my friends who is a pretty big diehard Lakers fan, and it's not Buckets, it's a different Lakers fan. He did say that Thomas Bryant is abysmal on the defensive end, and I don't know. I kind of believe him. So I guess if you're not playing defense as a center, that's inexcusable. You have to be at least a somewhat positive defender as a center in today's NBA. So maybe the trade isn't as bad as I thought it was, but when I saw it, I was like, "What in the world are the Lakers doing?"
Yeah, he wanted out. Apparently, he sucks at defense, and LeBron probably got pissed that he was calling for a pass on the iconic picture of him shooting the shot to take the lead. Thomas Bryant's in there like this, asking for the fucking ball. LeBron sent his ass to Denver.
Bro, he's a clown, bro. When LeBron was 2 points away, like that's just a clown move, bro. Let's be serious. Come on, you're not touching that right, little nigga. Get the rebound.
Everybody in the arena knew LeBron was shooting. Also, this pod. LeBron is the all-time leading scorer now. Feels like an eternity ago because of the trade deadline's been so insane. But
this is the first pod since
I forgot that even happened just literally yesterday, or no, 2 days ago. Like it feels like way longer than that because today's been crazy.
Congrats to LeBron, man. Nothing but respect for passing that record, man.
Greatest. I know where me and Carter stand, but John, I want to hear you. Who's the greatest ever?
I think it's Jordan. I don't like at this point. If you say LeBron is, I'm not even gonna say anything about it. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just my opinion, but that's obviously a respectable opinion. It's them two at the top, and it's not close.
They're definitely my 1 and 2 as well. I'm personally putting LeBron at number 1, but great. The two goats. I got nothing but respect for both of them. So,
LeBron's career is too decorated at this point for people to like even be. Like, I see people crying about the GOAT debate and shit. Like, even though Jordan is my number 1, like it's LeBron has done too much for y'all niggas to be crying and be in your feelings and be like LeBozo, or he has no argument, or like 6 finals losses. Like, all right, bro, it's time to give it up, my nigga. It's time.
Yeah, like Barkley putting him at 8 or 9 or whatever it was. It's just like,
That's
let's
just
be
crazy.
for real.
Oscar
Let's be for real,
too.
bro.
He left Shaq off. I assume was a shot, but the rest
Absolutely, that's a shot.
Bad.
It's always the old heads though that have like LeBron at like 8 or 9. I don't really understand their criteria, and I respect, bro. I literally show so much love to older players. Like, every time my friends try and argue like that older players are plumbers, like I'm literally going to war for them. I just don't understand why they disrespect LeBron so much. LeBron literally played in the dead ball era where niggas was scoring 90 points a game and was still dominating. So I don't really get the soft era stuff. I personally think the 2000s to like early 2010s is like the best defensive era in NBA history. And LeBron literally played in that era and won 7 MVPs, got to the finals. So I don't know.
We're still scoring 30 like nothing. Like,
yeah, like I don't know what people be talking about, to be honest.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I guess people just need to find something to hate and just enjoying everything is boring. But so many of my friends took time to post graphics about how Jordan would have had more points if he would have not retired because, that's not his own fault or something. Like, he didn't make that decision himself. I don't know. But, like, it's just let's just, I mean.
I don't get that shit either because LeBron getting the scoring record doesn't make me think he's the GOAT. Like, it didn't change him on my all-time list, if that makes sense. Or, like, it didn't alter my opinion of, oh, my God, LeBron changed the scoring record. Like, now he's, like, untouchable and shit. Like, we all knew he was going to get this for a long time now. It was still an amazing accomplishment. I'm not taking nothing from it. I'm just saying, like, I don't go at Jordan fans are, like, now trying to discredit LeBron for hitting it, and then 2 other fans are trying to be like, this is what makes LeBron the GOAT. Because Kareem wasn't my GOAT when he had the record. So.
Yeah. And then on top of that, like you said, it's an amazing award, amazing accomplishment, whatever. Congrats to LeBron. But like, one single accomplishment, no matter what the accomplishment is, shouldn't really move the needle alone because it's kind of just like it's just the player at the end of the day that you're comparing. Yeah. It's not what they did that you're comparing. So it's just, I don't know. People, I mean, we've known for a long time how casual 99.9% of NBA fans are. So I don't know why I act surprised.
Yeah, their GOAT like resumes are based off of accolades and narratives and shit. It's like, oh my God, this happened. I'm taking LeBron now.
But then each side is so curated towards one. Like the casual LeBron believers, it'll only be things that benefit LeBron. And then the casual LeBron haters or MJ believers, it'll only be things that benefit MJ. And it's like, all of you guys are wrong. Nobody is right.
That's how this shit works.
Like, there's good arguments for both players to be the GOAT. Don't use shitty arguments that you're just throwing together for no reason. All right, well, I guess we can get back to the trades now, even though
that's most of the relevant ones. Bones got traded for 2 seconds. I thought that was interesting. Thought his value would have been higher than that.
I thought that was surprising too, but I also feel like players that play like Bones with that extreme ISO scoring, they tend to get a little bit overrated because they're a little bit more fun to watch. Mm-hmm. Because Bones isn't going to go out there and play defense in the playoffs. No offense to Bones, he's a good player. He's not going to go out there and play defense
in the regular season.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, yeah, he's an ISO scorer, but you can really get an ISO scorer anywhere in today's league. So it's kind of I feel like that was a fair return for him. Considering he was drafted in the second round, and now if the Nuggets believe in their drafting ability, they can draft 2 Bones instead of only 1.
2 more.
Another Jokic.
Yeah, another Jokic too.
I like
right,
the
well,
move because I thought the Clippers they needed after when they get rid of Reggie and John Wall. I thought they needed like a bench backup, a bench ball handler. Mason Plumlee too. We didn't talk about that. I thought that was also a good move. Who the fuck is Charlotte having at center now? The guy they drafted, right?
They got Kai
Mark
Jones
Williams.
and Mark Williams, and I think they still
Ty
give Nick
Jones
Richards
cannot
minutes.
play center, bro. That nigga's as skinny as me. That nigga cannot play no fucking center. But Mark Williams, yeah, he could probably.
Mark Williams' minutes are on the way with Plumlee gone, and then they got Reggie Jackson, who I think they're going to cut.
Carter, do you have a summary of what the new look Clippers look like? Because they got rid of Kennard too, which was a good move for Memphis in my opinion. Because now they got
I can
Kennard
build
and
one
Bane.
in my head here really quick.
Because I'm trying to think, what is their starting five going to look like? Obviously, Kawhi, PG, Zubac.
Would they start Eric Gordon? They have Norman Powell still, right? So probably still start Norman Powell if that's what
Probably
they've been
Norman
doing.
Powell.
Who's their point guard?
Do they start Eric Gordon?
Because John Wall and Reggie Jackson are gone.
Why do I feel like they acquired a point guard that I'm not thinking of?
I think they just got Eric Gordon, Bones,
I guess
Plumlee.
it was just Bones, yeah.
I think that's it. They got Eric Gordon, Bones, and Plumlee.
The Clippers were active though
yeah.
today. It felt like every other trade was about them.
I for a second I thought they got Bamba because Shams made a typo and said the Clippers are trading Pat Bev for Bamba, and I was in the gym. I was like, oh my god, they got Bamba. I was like, wait a second.
I was like, and then I was,
Pat Bev.
yeah, I was like, when did they get Beverly?
They trade him for Bamba. The Lakers got him.
Where y'all think? So who's on the buyout market? Like Reggie Jackson, Pat Beverly, I think John Wall, Westbrook.
Terrence Ross, I saw. I'm trying to think. I just saw like a tweet.
Terrence Ross? What happened to him?
He's just on Orlando, and they are taking.
Well, they're about to buy Terrence Ross out, man. I hope so.
Terrence Ross is a potential buyout candidate to keep an eye on. A Cavs page retweeted it.
Okay.
Y'all happy with the Cavs doing nothing?
Personally, yes. Cavs Twitter was in shambles because they were so upset that we didn't trade Karis LeVert for Josh Richardson. And the Cavs media hates Karis LeVert, and he does a lot of dumb stuff sometimes. He doesn't take the best shots. But, like, he's kind of a really similar player to Josh Richardson. They both defend. They both catch and shoot threes. It's like, I don't know, a lot of these – I was happy with nothing because – this year, realistically, unless we would have traded for like Kevin Durant or something, was never going to be our year. What makes us so good is the fact that our core, the oldest player is like Jared Allen, who's like 26 years old. So I liked not forcing anything as much as the rest of the Cavs were upset. The Cavs fans were upset. I liked it personally.
Yeah, I'm good with not moving anybody, unless it was like K-Love and Karis for Kevin Durant. But other than that, I'm fine.
Except also, like, nobody's talking about this, but Isaac Okoro is shooting 50% from three on, I want to say, 5 or 6 attempts in the last 20 games.
Damn.
So the Isaac Okoro revolution is happening, and we may have found our small forward in him. So that's why I'm thinking, man, let these young guys play, let these young guys mesh, and let's go into the playoffs. I don't expect us to win a ring, but I expect us to have a decent playoff run, and then let's run it back next year when Darius gets better. Donovan might still get better. Evan Mobley definitely will get better. Isaac Okoro might that's kind of where I am as a Cavs fan.
Okoro in the new year, 50% from three on 2.5 attempts.
2.5 attempts. Okay, sorry, not 5 or 6, but still,
50%.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
If we can if he can shoot 50% from three on 3 attempts come playoff times, you have to guard him at all times.
Yeah.
So that adds a lot. I'll ask the same question to you, John. Are you happy with the only real move being Muscala?
Yeah,
or would you have liked to see more?
Also, bro, Celtics fans, they're also were crying. I saw some nigga, some guy, it made me cry, bro. Some guy commented like, "Yo, the Suns just traded for Kevin Durant. It's time for us to get our get back." My nigga, we're not in the same conference as them. We're not gonna see them unless we win and we already played them twice this year. We're not gonna see Kevin Durant unless he makes the finals. And we already have the best team in the league. We just smacked the shit out, bro. Again, Philly is an embarrassment. We just beat Philly without 4 starters. I mean, I don't know what else Celtics fans need to see. y'all know when the Celtics were when they were ass or when they were mid, I was on their necks every. But since we're actually good, I have nothing to complain about, and Muscala fits a need that we actually needed. I would have liked to see Pritchard get traded because I think we're probably gonna lose him for nothing. I would have liked to see him gone. I kind of like Mo. I wanted like Mo Bamba or Poto, but seeing what the other teams gave up, like I didn't want to give it that much draft compensation, especially considering Poto might walk and he's not gonna start here. So, and Bamba, same thing. Like he might walk, he's not gonna start here. So I mean, I'll take it, bro. We're still the best team in the league. I'm not fearing none of these niggas. Besides, Milwaukee's kind of creeping up on me now. Middleton looks decent, and I did like the Crowder trade. Like I said, 5 picks, but like. They needed a forward. Like they needed somebody to at least be playable because they were playing like George Hill, Jordan Noor, and we destroyed the guys in the series against us postseason. Jason Tatum had like 20 in his legendary game 6, like 25 of his points came from fucking George Hill. So
yeah, I kind of liked y'all, only making the Muscala trade, not forcing anything because, in my opinion, the Celtics are still the obvious favorites for me. So I don't think you needed to do a whole lot. If the final started today and it was Suns versus Celtics, I'm picking the Celtics still. So I don't think there's a reason to throw together a trade, try to scramble for someone because it's not like there was another Kevin Durant available. Like who realistically it would have been like John Collins or something, which would have ended up probably being an overpay. And on top of that, wouldn't have been a great player to have in my opinion. So I kind of
wouldn't start.
I think not doing anything can be a positive, even though casuals on Twitter love to cry about teams not doing anything.
Some Zach LaVine to New York rumors were heating up at the end there, but nothing happened.
I think the Bulls are afraid to do anything right now.
The Bulls should not trade LaVine. I mean, I don't know how old he is, but like, if they're trying to blow it up, DeMar and Vucevic should go. But I mean, they should definitely keep LaVine, in my opinion.
I mean, LaVine's 27.
Like 28, 27.
They're not going to have much more of a window with him.
That is.
And LaVine doesn't want to sit through any more rebuilding.
Yeah, it's just a lot of these teams, Portland, Chicago, teams like that. It's like they're trying, but they're not even close. And I almost feel bad for them because.
Can we say the Bulls are trying though? Because I saw a tweet. It was like 2022 trade deadline, nothing. 2023 free agency, Drummond and Gordon Dragic. 2023 trade deadline, nothing. Like, are they even?
Because they were sitting there like, oh, when we have Lonzo and Caruso, we look pretty good. So let's just wait to get healthy. But Lonzo can't get on the court, so they got to do something. They got to plan to not have Lonzo healthy.
And on top of that, it's like, what did you guys want to see the Bulls do? It's not like who on that team is valuable enough to go get you a good player. Because if you trade one of your couple good players away for another good player, it doesn't really get you anywhere.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Like Kobe White and Dalen Terry for some guy who probably would have gotten bought out if get Westbrook.
Yeah, Russell Westbrook on the buyout market is the answer for Chicago.
Westbrook to the Bulls, I saw that. That would be nasty. Westbrook, nasty isn't bad. Westbrook, LaVine, DeRozan. Come on, man.
Westbrook, DeRozan on the same court. Oh yeah, that would be beautiful. The only team that I think absolutely did nothing that I don't understand how you could do nothing is Miami because Jimmy Butler is still playing like the Jimmy Butler we know, and who knows how much longer that has. Bam's having his best season. It's like, do something because trading Dwayne Dedmon for nothing is not the answer. It's not his antics of throwing a towel or whatever the hell he did is not the reason why you guys are mid.
Went for plus 2 team chemistry at the deadline.
Go ahead, Carter.
I was saying it went for plus 2 team chemistry at the deadline. That's all I did.
No. But I was gonna say, you're absolutely like Bam. He's came with some shit this year. Like people were clowning him after the playoffs because he wasn't the best, but he's been way better this year. Even his defense, I didn't think it was gonna get better, but like it's been better. I think he should be second or third in defensive player of the year. It's Jaren, Lopez, and Bam to me. But yeah, bro, and his offense is better. And Jimmy, we saw what Jimmy could do last postseason, and the two years before, so I don't really know what Miami's doing. Keeping Bubba Butt Lowry is not gonna do anything for them. They have like their picks and stuff. Like they probably like send like whatever they can for a haul or at least a competent player to get back. But they just said fuck it. I guess they know they're probably not on the Celtics or Bucks level. They're just gonna try and go out swinging, and maybe next year they'll do something. But I mean, that's kind of nasty. They didn't do anything in free agency, and then they didn't do anything at the trade deadline. I don't really know what they're cooking.
It might be time for Pat Riley to hang him up. To be honest, he's
getting old.
This is an every year thing where I see 20
Fast
tweets
Break
about Sleepy Riley.
Complaining about Pat Riley.
Yo, I should have traded, bro. I was the nigga that started Sleepy Ainge, bro, and then they took it and ran with Sleepy Riley. It's all good. I should have trademarked that shit.
All right. Do you guys have anything else to talk about the? The Wizards are working on a buyout for Will Barton.
For Barton.
That might be. He's a decent forward. He's a solid playmaker. But do you guys have anything else about that, or do you guys want to play the game?
Probably the game. I have a couple things to say about the Wizards, but I'm not.
Go for it.
I'm gonna change. I don't want to speak on this.
You're a changed man.
Before I get crazy, I just know that they're one of the worst organizations in sports. That's all.
Yep.
They make me embarrassed to live in the DMV.
All right. The Wizards are pretty awful. There's a handful of organizations in the NBA that are just horrible, because if you look at the Cavs, LeBron, the GM, destroyed this team and left us with nothing, and we've gotten way closer than any of these teams have in a matter of just a few years when they've been doing it for decades. So some of these teams are just poorly ran, to say the least. But all right, so for the game this year, unless you had anything else. All right, so for the game this pod, not this year, it's going to be the same as last week, where you have 30. I think of a player and you have 30 seconds to ask yes or no questions. And then you obviously got to guess the player. Carter, you cool with going first?
Yeah.
All right, I think the plan is just going to be to stay away from players that have been traded, especially if they're like low-key nobodies, just to avoid confusion, and obviously active players as well. Let me pull up my timer. All right, Carter, the 30-second timer starts whenever you are ready. Just ask your first question.
All right, Eastern Conference.
No.
Northwest Division.
Yes.
Nuggets.
No.
Wolves.
No.
Blazers.
No.
Jazz.
No.
Thunder.
Yes.
Bench player.
No.
Shea, Giddey.
No.
Fucking Jesus Christ. Okay, hold on.
That's like a good team. You already fumbled.
Lou Dort. Good work.
How many did he get? That's like 11, bro.
No, there's no question limit. These are just the 30-second ones where you just have 30 seconds.
Right.
All right. Good work, Carter. Are you ready for your player, John?
Yeah, let's go.
Let me see who I want to do here, actually.
If it wasn't Dort, I couldn't. I'm like looking at who their starting bigs are, because it just wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, it was. All right. The timer starts whenever you ask your first question, John.
All right, East.
Yes.
Atlantic.
Yes.
Celtics.
No.
I was dumb. You wouldn't give each other player. Knicks.
Yes, Knicks.
Starter.
No.
Guard.
Yes.
Deuce McBride.
No.
Quickly.
Yes, quickly. Okay, good work. All right, Carter, are you giving me one this pod?
All right, let me cook one up.
All right, bet.
Finally, we get yo ass in the game.
Oh, y'all gonna be mad when I wipe y'all.
Wait, so
Who
I'm muted,
got it?
right? I definitely got mine before Carter.
You guys got it like at the same time, but it's not really a competition. It's just a you versus you.
Right, bro. This is so
there was
cool.
like 5 seconds left for both of y'all.
All right, bro.
All right.
Are you gonna do a timer on the screen as well? A lot of pressure on this for me, man.
Okay.
I don't get
Gonna
to
try
sit
and be
back
quick with
anymore.
my answers here.
All right.
All right.
You ready?
That's not what I want. Hey, 30 seconds.
All right. Eastern Conference.
No.
All right. Northwest.
No.
Pacific.
No.
Southwest.
Yes.
Okay. Dallas.
No.
Houston.
No.
Memphis.
No.
New Orleans.
Yes.
Okay. Starter.
No.
Okay. Josh Richardson.
No.
Dyson Daniels.
Yes.
Ooh, okay. Let's go. All right. How much time was left on that?
7.
Okay, I got y'all beat by about a second and a half. Quit sleeping on me. Quit
Mickey
sleeping on the
Mouse.
game master.
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse. All right. Well, y'all got anything else for today?
Don't think so.
No,
All
we
right.
talked a lot.
Yeah, we did talk a lot. All right. Peace out, y'all.
Yeah, boys, next week, man.